Well, it's a pleasure now to meet the new head coach at the Naval Academy. He is Coach Jon Perry, and he is with us this morning here on GCR. Coach, it's Glenn. It's great to chat with you. Thank you for taking the time, and congratulations.
Glenn, thanks so much, and it's an honor to be with you this morning.
Coach, if you could, just what this means to you. It's funny because I feel like some people are just sort of like born to be coaches, and given what your trajectory has been, it feels like you're one of those types of people. What does it mean to you to be able to succeed your mentor and become the new head basketball coach at the Naval Academy?
Yeah, it's a blessing. Um, I grew up in a basketball family in the state of West Virginia, and Coach DeChellis gave me an opportunity a long time ago as a young guy in high school and believed in me. And, I've got wonderful relationships and experienced a lot of great things because of the game of basketball. And to now be at the United States Naval Academy, a place that the mission really speaks to me. And I have an opportunity to inspire and encourage others to pursue excellence daily here. It's a dream come true.
Could you tell me about that relationship with Coach DeChellis and going back to East Tennessee State and like when to you thought like this is the path for me, like I want to follow this route, I want to get into coaching?
Yeah, it's a great question. My sophomore year, I Coach D was gone for recruiting, and the other assistants were putting us through a workout. And I think the goal, from what I've learned after the fact, the goal was to not get anybody hurt. Well, I was the guy that got hurt that day. Experienced a really bad knee injury, and didn't think I was ever going to play basketball again. I actually ended up tearing my ACL twice, but after this first tear, Coach just really put his arm around me, and I was struggling in a lot of ways, and it was the first time that I really wasn't able to be a part of a team. I was kind of on the outside looking in through the rehab, and he just saw something in me, and said, "Hey, you can really help this team from the sidelines. Why don't you transition into a student assistant? I've got some things I want you to do, and during the games, I want you to, do X, Y, and Z for the program." And it was something that I really needed at that point in my life to kind of keep me moving forward. And from there, during that experience, I was like, man, this coaching is awesome. Because you start to see how you can impact other people without actually having to be on the floor. And I started seeing beyond myself during that time. I think as a player, I was always worried about playing time and this, that, and the other. And then, when that opportunity is taken away to be able to run around and pass and catch and jump and shoot, you start realizing that, you can affect winning and people's overall development in a lot of different ways. So I'm forever grateful for Coach for that opportunity because he kept me involved in the team. He saw something in me where I could add value. And I think that was a huge life lesson for me. And it just carried on from there. I mean, it was momentum. And, I experienced a second knee injury. And at that point, it was like, okay, I'm going to do the same thing. And then, eventually was able to come back, play my senior year. And after that, I think he and I had established a relationship, and he believed in me and helped me get my master's degree. And, the rest is history. Then I worked for him at Penn State for a number of years where I met Stacy, my wife. We've been now married for 13 years and have two beautiful daughters, Charlotte and Josephine. And now it led me to Navy.
Did you ever have a moment on the path where you thought like, that this is great, but I don't know if being a long-term assistant basketball coach in college is for me. I know at one point you had dipped down to the D3 level. Like, did you ever have any doubts, or once you started doing it, did you just know, no, this is what I was meant to do?
Yeah, I think I've always meant to do this.
Yeah.
I've got basketball in my heart. I love people. I'm an energy person. I want to be around high energy people. I love pouring into people and investing into people. I love seeing people succeed. And that's part of, what I want to do in life is just be significant in others and help them, grow. So it's something that I'm really fortunate to be able to do.
He is Jon Perry. He's the new head basketball coach at Navy, and he is with us this morning here on GCR. Coach, obviously the opportunity at Navy is unique, and you've been there long enough that like this is the nice part is that you don't have to learn or adjust or anything along those lines. But what is most special to you about the academy, Annapolis, how this job is different than maybe any other job that you might have in college basketball?
Well, I think the town of Annapolis and the support for the Naval Academy is second to none. So that in itself is very special. And I'm hopeful that we can continue the momentum from last year,
Yeah.
and that everybody in the community will continue to come out and support these guys because they put in so much time, and they want to be good, and they play for the name on the front, and that's exciting. And I think we've got a good basketball team, really fun to watch, and we've got a lot of experience coming back. As far as the academy goes, the mission speaks to me. Mission first, people always. It's an opportunity to help others get prepared to lead, ready to serve their country, and built to win and be successful in life. And that's just something that the longer I'm here, the more that kind of gets ingrained into myself and to Stacy, and we just absolutely love the place.
Have you heard from any coaches, that you've made, friends that you've made along the way that have almost said like, "Hey, we're kind of jealous of you." We all know how things have changed in college basketball at this point, in college sports in general, and yet, and it's not that as if the academy is completely impervious to it, but certainly it's far different than at most jobs. Do you hear from any coaches that are like, "Hey, I kind of wish I was in your shoes. I kind of wish that was what I was doing, and these were the athletes that I was dealing with."
Yeah, there's colleagues in the profession that they're dealing with uncharted waters right now. They're trying to figure everything out year by year. They're in the player development business, and I think we are in the people development business here at the Naval Academy. And that's what speaks most to me is the larger purpose of graduating officers, to serve in the United States Navy and the Marine Corps. And so, it is a special opportunity where it's about education, it's about leadership development, and there is the larger purpose. And I think that from the outside looking in, it is a very attractive job these days.
You mentioned obviously trying to build off the momentum of what you guys were able to do, making the run to the Patriot League title game a year ago. I know it. Perhaps we start with roster. I guess I need to ask the question: Have you been able to talk to Austin at all? Do you feel like there's a chance that he could end up sticking around, or are you guys going ahead and moving on and assuming that that's not going to be part of the plan?
Yeah, Austin's a great young guy, and he's been a part of a lot of the success we've had here recently, and as a phenomenal person. And we're just going day by day. He and I chat a lot, and we're just working through the process.
Okay, Donovan Draper, obviously, I know is a huge part of it as well. How much do you feel like, when you have cornerstone pieces like that are back, and when you've proven what you're capable of doing, how much confidence do you have in that ability, to your point, to take that next step and say, okay, we know we can get there. Now we're ready to go ahead and win the Patriot League next year?
Yeah, Donovan's a special young guy. He's going to be a senior, but he's really only played 2 years of college basketball because of the transition from football.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure he gets enough credit for what he's able to do on the basketball court with just such a limited amount of time of preparation. And so we're looking for a big spring and a big summer from him. I think we would love to be able to see him play more positions on the floor for us, and obviously what he can do on the defensive end with his instincts, shot blocking ability, rebounding ability. No one, I've coached and played with a lot of really good basketball players in my lifetime, and I've never seen someone be able to pursue a rebound like him and just know where that ball is going. So, he's a big piece to what we're doing. Just like the rest of the guys on the roster, though, we've got a couple sophomores that started a lot for us. Jinu Kim and Jordan Pinnick and Cam Cole came off the bench and gave us great minutes, and expecting great things out of those guys. Aiden Kehoe is a force inside, and I think he is really primed for a great senior year as well.
Coach, what did you learn about this group late in the regular season and then into the postseason that you do feel like gives them that opportunity to have it carry over? Like, what was there like a switch that flipped? Was there something that they started doing that you said that we've been waiting for this? Now that we know they can do this, like what from that gives you the best hope for it carrying over to next year?
Yeah, I think we shared, some experiences in the non-conference of some really close losses. Like we were in every game,
Yeah.
either leading every game or it came down to a minute and a half, 2 minute, 3 minute game. And sometimes it just didn't work out for us. And I think sometimes as a group you have to grow through that. The accountability piece in that, we started, instead of pointing fingers at each other, we started looking in the mirror at ourselves. And I think as a program, we just said, hey, we've got to start getting better and control what we can control. And that's ourself, our attitude, our effort, our work ethic every day. And I think we got tougher as the year went on. I really do. The mental piece of winning and showing up every day and trying to do your best and compete in practice and trying to make the guy next to you better. I think that mental toughness piece really started to click for us, middle of January, end of January, and ultimately the larger purpose of playing for the name on the front. I think towards the end of the year, that was what it was all about.
The important, well, let me ask this first. The thing that you do as a coach that maybe you recognize most, you're like, that's DeChellis coming out in me. Like that's that I know. Is there one thing that as a coach that you do that you just know you do it because you watched Ed do it or you heard Ed do it during the course of all of the years that you spent together?
Man, what a phenomenal question. I probably say a lot of things that he says just because I was coached by him. And it's funny, when I was a younger guy and being coached by him, he would say things and be like, what does he mean? Like, what is he trying to tell me right now, and then as I've been around him more and more, you start to realize, the messaging and what he was trying to get across with his Coach D-isms. So I would say it's probably some of those. The one thing that's going to stay consistent, though, is our three pillars, and that's defending and rebounding and taking care of the ball. As a player, I saw that work and win championships, and as a coach working underneath him, I've seen it work and win championships and win a lot of games. So we're going to continue to defend and rebound and take care of the ball, and that's one of the things that he would say constantly, and that's probably the thing that I'm going to say most to our team.
I love that. I think that's tremendous. And then this is the most important question. You've got somebody visiting Annapolis for the first time. You can take them out for one meal, any one place, and you're doing the ordering. Where is it that you're going, and what is it that you're ordering?
Ooh, I'm a Pips guy, and it's
Okay.
I grew up. I'm a small town guy, Milton, West Virginia. Grew up on a farm. I don't like all fancy stuff all the time, so there's nothing better than a cheesesteak from Pips.
Okay, I was gonna say the hot dog, right? Like I was gonna.
Yeah.
Did you say I don't think I've ever had a cheesesteak at Pips.
Yeah, the chicken cheesesteak is pretty good. Now I do love the hot dogs too now.
All right, that's not bad. I love that, by the way. I love that you're this simple. Like that's way. If it means I don't have to put on a tie, I'm in. Like we can.
Yeah. Plus, you got a great view. You're right there by Eagle Alley. You can sit by the water, and you get to experience the wonderful, wonderful place that is Annapolis.
That's awesome, Coach. So happy for you, for your family, and such great news for the Academy. To be able to continue and sustain what it is that you all have built over these last decade plus. Congratulations again. Thank you for taking the time for us, and look forward to chatting with you again as you start getting ready for the start of the season. We really appreciate you doing this morning.
Yeah, it's my pleasure anytime, and super excited for this opportunity. Wish you all the best.